The engines on the narrow gauge engines were excited. Elsbridge station was having an anniversary party. There's a lot of preparations to do, with passengers and goods to carry to and fro. The engines love to be kept busy. But Duncan was impatient. "Get a move on, slow coaches," he chuffed to Rusty, Rheneas and Scarloey. "You're so slow, I'll be finishing first." He puffed rudely, impatiently towards Sir Handel, Peter Sam and Duke. They were all cross. The engines talked about Duncan. "He's just a bossy boiler," said Sir Handel. "He's always saying that he's finishing first," said Duke. "And he's always saying that," said Rheneas and Scarloey. "And he's fast?" asked Peter Sam. "I think not. Better safe than fast," Rusty agreed. Duncan finished his journey safely. His next job, he had to wait for an important train from Thomas. He waited, and he waited, but there was no sign of Thomas. "Perhaps he's late as well," said Duncan. "I know. I'll go and see how the other engines are doing, and see if they're hurrying up." And so Duncan puffed quickly away. "Wait!" shouted the station master. "Thomas will be here any minute." But Duncan was out of sight. But Duncan was not being careful. "I'll show the engines," he said, "and I'll be finished first a long time ago, and they'll still be late." And Duncan began to speed up as fast as he could. He puffed up and down the line, round corners, all afternoon. And so Duncan began to speed up. He went as fast as he could. He went so fast that he couldn't stop, but he was having such good fun. "Whee!" he said. Up ahead, Rusty, Rheneas and Fearless Freddy were working on the old line, collecting some supplies for the anniversary party, as Duncan shot by. "Hurry up," he said, "you're late." "We're not late," said Fearless Freddy. "We are doing our best," said Rheneas. "Oh, just ignore him," said Rusty, "because he'll be in trouble soon." And Duncan puffed on. Sir Handel was busy with some workmen and his trucks. Duncan puffed up slowly and let out a huge blast whistle. It frightened Sir Handel so badly he shuddered and bumped his trucks. "Duncan!" he shouted. But Duncan didn't notice. Next, Peter Sam was waiting at a signal with his trucks when Duncan shot by. "Come on, get to the station, you're late," he said. "But you know I can't go when the signal's up," said Peter Sam. But Duncan couldn't hear. And not far away, Mighty Mac was busy on his branch line. Their line was going to be closed because of the damage of the storm. But Duncan shot by. "Stop!" shouted Mighty Mac. "This line is closed for repairs." Men waved and shouted, telling him to come back. But Duncan had already raced into the distance. Duncan went even more faster along the line. Up ahead, there was a piece of broken track because of the damage of the storm. "Oh no!" shouted Duncan. Duncan's driver applied his brakes. But it was too late. Duncan flew right into the air, off the tracks. He was stuck. The Fat Controller arrived on board Duke. He was very, very cross. "Duncan, you're supposed to wait at Elsbridge station for a special delivery from Thomas," he snapped. "But instead you've been showing off and frightening engines all afternoon. You are very, very naughty." "I'm sorry, sir," said Duncan sadly. A few days later, after Duncan had been mended, he was back in time, ready for the grand opening anniversary party of Elsbridge station. "Duncan," said Thomas, "where did you go? You were meant to be waiting for me for my important train, but instead Skarloey had to do this work instead of you." Duncan knew what he did, but he couldn't say anything. Then the Fat Controller made an announcement. "I declare this anniversary party open. Everybody enjoy." And all the engines whistled, including the little engines and Thomas. Well, except Duncan, who went into a deep shade as red as Bertie the bus.